in Germany. I was working in a company who take the milk of the farmers and make cheese and all production. I'm away 300 kilometers of my home. At my home, when there are not cows enough, there are farms without an end. They are coming there with the trucks and take the milk at that company 300 kilometers away where I'm working. When the government allowed that, they shall not speak about building roads and emissions in the world and all. That's only crazy. That is a disturbed system. And it begins with when we go back to the high houses in Chicago or where they are everywhere, or Dubai, you can see for what you need to build in the heaven. For what you need to build in the heaven. That is only the 6 systems that you connect at one place. A town is a small place. A few 100,000 or million people. When all people are living divided on the world, where it's possible to plant anything and to care for food. We have place enough on the world.
No, that's true.
You
I
can see
believe
here
that.
in the Philippines on the countryside, there are only a few people. When you see it in Thailand, they have 60 million people. Alone in Bangkok are 8 million. In Nakhon Ratchasima are 6 million. In the north, in Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, I don't know how much. On the countryside is nobody. And when you divide in all around on the world, where are places where people have good conditions for living. There is in the region food. You don't need to bring food from Manila here to Bohol. Maybe on Bohol it's difficult with all the mountains and all to plant enough for the people, that I cannot know. But there are regions enough, there can live a lot of people and they can plant there and pork and meat and all what you want. You don't need, I stay at Germany, to bring it from the north to the south. What there is enough. And the best is, you can see it with products of agriculture. The trucks with wheat, the one driving that way and the next is driving that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And back to the big houses there. When you divide the people everywhere, they build such a house here. You don't need the high houses. There is no emission with driving with the cars far away for food or anything. That don't need. And for what you need an engineer. And the best is, maybe you know it, Alturas, you can be sure it's built of engineers and architects. And what is? It's disturbed of the typhoon. This house is built of my person. Without any architect, without engineer, I have no idea. Here happened nothing at this house. And don't tell me it's in care for the wind here. Your houses in Burgos now, of John and your house, wait for the next typhoon. It's built of the architect. We spoke about here, after the typhoon, I would never build this roof again, and I would not build the roof on your house again. I would build the roof same that house. To all 4 sides. You could, after typhoon, observe it, you could drive the highway. That kind of roofs are a little bit disturbed or nothing happens there. And you can see this construction, that is completely another construction.
So are you saying the roof should have pitch in every direction?
And even your construction
Yes.
Your construction is steel. When the wind is coming from the right side, your roof is away. I can promise you. We will not hope that typhoon is coming.
But you know, typhoons are.
But you write anywhere on Facebook, it's built by the rules of architect and engineer. How engineer and the architect can build such a house after this typhoon? They learn nothing. They learn nothing.
Well, there's waste of. Well, unfortunately, we're at a sticking point here, aren't we? You won't have it. You won't have it that this was for this time in a sheltered place. You won't have it. Even though if you watch a river flowing by, you'll see that there are eddies, there are swirls in the current. And in some places it sweeps through, and then in other places it catches in a different way. And you, I think, it's only my opinion, the same as yours is only your opinion, that you were fortunate. Now, a good example is that we had 3 roofs, right? No, we had 4, we had 5 roofs.
Maybe
5. Nanai's, ours, which was our red house, and we had Lena's house, and all of those got roof damage. The same construction on the guest house, no damage. So literally the squares are like this. This is the guest house, this is the red house, this is Nanai's house, and down here you've got Lena's house. And the guest house was built the same as every other house, with the pitch roof, no damage at all. But you won't have it.
Yeah,
You won't
that
have
is
it.
sometimes, but not here. That house was disturbed here. The next small house was disturbed.
And it was all, yours was protected because you designed it.
His house was also some disturbed.
Right. Well then, somebody else who thought like you must have done that. Believe me, the storm didn't pass by because, hey, let's not disturb Alfred's house, he'll be mad at us.
Yeah, that is not all with the storm. How much?
How did this coffee get in my hand?
I just put it there.
How much houses are also broken because the trees are falling inside?
Absolutely.
Here was lying all full trees, but not in my house. It began you need to plant the house at the right place.
Absolutely. Alfred, you speak from a position of authority.
And he shows you a smile.
You don't allow that. Maybe you were fortunate this time. You are staunch. I hope for the sake of your ego that the next time that we do have a typhoon, this remains unchanged. Because it will be such a shock to you if there's some damage.
We will not hope for the next typhoon.
But hope, dreams and ambitions are 3 major things.
That's
Ambitionen,
we begin
Wonder
there
and
with the
Hoffnung.
studied people. That's I don't like it.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm sure that... lovely.
You want
You want
some?
a cake?
And believe me, there are on the
Yeah.
world many people. They earn a lot of money more in their life than an engineer.
Are you eating a cupcake? Or I'm
Not
going to
necessarily.
give it to the
Why don't
girls?
you give it to
When I
somebody
worked in
Ladies.
when I worked as a contractor in the UK, of the two, architects or engineers, I would rather work with an engineer, because an engineer knows that if this span is so many feet, the load, it must have a beam that is load bearing to a certain
distance.
strength, based on what the gap is. You know, so there are engineers I found you could talk to them much more. An architect, I've done roof extensions where they put another room and bathroom into the loft, and I found that they put a full-size 80-inch door into a wall that is only 5 feet tall. But on the plan it says full-size door, and then you measure the wall and it's only 5 feet. So they make mistakes. With engineers, I could bring them in and say, look, we're talking about a 10-foot back. What do you recommend the steel should be? And they would make the steel up. And they could be. I could work with them because they spoke a sensible language. Architects, I didn't find that they were great. And our house was not designed by an architect. It was taken from a drawing on YouTube.
Yeah, of design we don't speak.
No, Alfred, nobody.
That is everybody his own idea with the design.
Alfred, nobody is all right, and nobody is all wrong. It depends. You know what? The next Odette that comes through may take all of those roofs off clean, and that's a possibility. The next super typhoon, that's a possibility. But it's also a possibility that it'll take your roof off. Heaven forbid that it should do that. But
that is possible, yes.
Yes,
And
it's
the greatest
possible.
problem is when one plate is out, only one plate,
that's all it
then
needs.
you are the loser.
That's all
the
it
wind
needs.
is going under and then it's over.
If the typhoon, our experience was, if the typhoon can lift up one corner over there, it lifts it up and then it starts blowing, it starts going plip, 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 and then as the wing
And the
gets
nails are
bigger,
going out
it will rip the whole thing off.
But that will never happen here.
Absolutely.
Because the wind can out here. When it would be locked here and the wind is going in, it's open. The wind can go out. That is the problem. When there is a hole in the room inside, the
No, I'm
wind
not
is
talking
going
about
in.
a hole. I'm talking about it lifting the edge off the eaves. That's what we saw.
That corner will never fly away.
Does it know? Have you told it?
That will never fly away. That corner there, that was a dangerous corner there.
Alfred,
I don't. It's good that I don't know how many cement you have in the earth down.
it's good, is it?
It's the same what they built the wall. That is the greatest nonsense.